Hi, today I'm going to show you how I use the STEM planning document and how I can plan for levels of foundation all the way up to grade 6. So the planning documents are grouped by levels. So we have level 1, foundation to year 2, and then we have grade 3 and grade 4 together, and then grade 5 and 6 together. So I'm going to show you why I have grouped them this way. Starting with science, so I have the curriculum map here. The full curriculum map is here for foundation. So I'm just going to give you an example of the foundation one. It has science at the top, design technology, and then digital technologies at the bottom. There we go. And I've also included, so this is your full curriculum map. You can highlight on here which areas you'll be covering in which terms, and that will give you an overview for foundation. However, I have also included the science foundation to grade 2 in one document, also the Digitech planning foundation to 2 in another document, and then the design tech foundation to 2 in a third document. And the reason I've done this is because, as you can see, when it comes to design technology and digital technology, the curriculum required from foundation to grade 2 is actually the same. So rather than, we don't want to be doubling up anywhere when we're making our planning. We want to make sure we're filling the gaps wherever we can. So this is a great way to do that. And if I've got the design technology document opened here for foundation to 2, we can plan that out. So we can plan in term 1, what are we going to do with foundation grade 1 and grade 2? Now, if you have composite classes, you might be doing the same things, and that's totally fine. So if you have a composite grade 1-2 class in term 1 in design technology and understanding, you might be completing identifying how people design and produce familiar products and services. So you would highlight that with the term 1 color, which is this color here, and you can obviously change these to suit your planning needs. They're fully editable. So we know automatically now that grade 1 and grade 2 will be completing that in term 1, and you can add your year here. So you know, if you have a 2-year planning cycle, you know when you come back that if in 2020 the grade 1s and 2s have done these, completed these areas, you can complete different areas so they're not doubling up. Perfect. Now we can go back and add these into our map. So oops, we need, term 1. Explore how technologists understand the needs of teams. You can click on 2 at the same time. Press Control and your normal click button and highlight 2 at the same time, and you can then highlight them for what we'll be doing. Perfect. And so on, and then your whole map will be covered, your curriculum map. Now I'm going to show you the science planning one because it's a little bit different. Now the science curriculum needs are different for every single grade. They're not the same. However, you can, if you do have composite classes, you can pair some of them up because some of them are similar. So in foundation, there are some sections that are not included, and you can see that here where it says no content descriptor. So they don't have a use and influence of science. In foundation, they don't have evaluating. And as we go up, that happens a little bit. Okay, so I always start with the science understanding, okay, because this is generally where we get our main idea for the term topic or for the unit topic from this section here. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see. So if, for example, we were doing the seasons, okay, and weather, we will highlight this earth and space. So if we're doing that in term 1, which is actually a very common thing to do in term 1, we highlight that one, okay? Daily and seasonal changes in our environment, affect everyday life. If you're struggling to include everything in your curriculum planning, this is where you can make sure that you at least cover certain areas that you haven't covered the previous year. So if you know this year you'll be doing earth and space for all the levels, so grade foundation, grade 1 and grade 2, you highlight them and you are doing them all in term 1 and you give them all the same highlighting. When it comes to next year, you'll be able to see directly that, okay, in 2020, foundation grade 1 and grade 2 did a lot of earth and space. However, they actually missed out on some chemical science. So we're going to fill that in the following year if you see that there are gaps. So if you keep this up to date and fill it in with all of the things that you are planning on teaching every level, or use it as your planner before you've taught every level, you can always actually fill this in retrospectively. It's much better if you plan it in advance. Then you'll be able to see where there's any gaps that you might have missed. These are fully editable, so you can make them suit whatever you need them to. So when this is totally filled out, you'll see what you're doing for each term, what's being covered, and if there's any gaps there that need to be filled or need to be considered for the following year. The great thing about these planning documents is that they're directly linked to the Australian curriculum. So if you hover over the heading here, Australian Curriculum Science Foundation, okay, and then click on the link, it will take you directly to the Australian curriculum, and you can find there further information and elaborations on each topic. So here's the science here. We want foundation. We click submit. And down the bottom here, give it just a second, it will have all the descriptions and any elaborations you would like to see. So we are going to be doing daily and seasonal changes in our environment that affect everyday life. Okay, there are links here that take you to further examples, and then there are elaborations down here of different ways you could do that. So you could be learning how Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people's concepts of time and weather and patterns change. You could be linking the changes in daily weather and how we modify our behaviour to address different conditions. And you can be investigating how changes in the weather might affect animals such as pets and hibernation and etc. So it's really helpful that it links directly there. You don't have to keep clicking backwards and forwards, which is really helpful. And it shows you just a little bit of a way that you can plan your own years out and making sure that you're covering all the areas in STEM. Thank you.